Hello and welcome back to the Boston Commune.
This week's incredulous installment will feature commentary from Comrade Scott, Ellie, Sarah, and myself. We navigate the news without Captain Joe at the helm, as our compass spins from bad landlord metaphors in the east to post-grunge naming conventions in the south. Tattered trust fund dollars are swept away and swallowed into the turbid tumult. The beacon of democratic centralism shines weakly from a distant shore. As mammoth bubbles breach and burst, the disturbed screech of a Leviathan chicken cube erupts into the salty night air.
Please do us a favor, share this content, do yourself a favor, enjoy your Epoch.
The main priority is to restore and maintain law and order and assist in recovery and evacuation efforts. In addition to these National Guard forces, the Department of Defense has deployed more than 4,000 active duty forces to assist in search and recovery and provide logistical and medical support. Hour by hour, the situation on the ground is improving.
Keep talking about it.
Like watching a manhole cover explode.
Oh, hell yeah.
That happened. Where did that happen again?
Jamaica
JP?
Plain.
Yeah.
Yeah, in JP there was a gas leak and a manhole cover exploded. We are Joeless once again, so we're just rolling off the cuff with the news. But we have Sarah here today. We're going to talk about the activities still happening in Afghanistan. Well, there were the 13 soldiers that were killed, which I know it has in small circles and definitely in conservative circles, but I'm surprised it hasn't led to like a more national outcry for war immediately again. That's just me. Just because this country is very conservative, and there's a lot of bloodthirsty liberals in the media, and they're actually sad about leaving Afghanistan, and I think that's fucked up. We never should have been there in the first place. It was all a mistake.
I see there is a shift in consciousness, and the more that the millennial generation becomes like the staple generation of society, the harder it's going to be to just fly into a bloody battle for literally no reason.
And stay there for like 20 years. We literally did the thing where we got to the point where people born after the beginning of the Afghanistan war could be drafted into it. Or not drafted per se.
Yeah.
And they were. They're like,
yeah.
Like my dad was in Afghanistan, not Afghanistan, but my dad went over to the Middle East, and now I'm going over to the Middle East. And
wait, you're going to the Middle East?
No, I just.
Oh, you mean like some guy?
It was called a hypothetical.
Hypothetical, yeah. So
yeah, you just. I mean, come on. It's very unclear.
Simultaneously, me, my mom, and
the whole family is going to take a vacation to Kabul.
I'm specifically having a child right now so that my child can reconquer Afghanistan for the glory of the Amazon empire.
Oh yeah,
that reminds me of a NoFX song.
Go on, yeah. What song?
Yeah. Okay.
Is it? Are you bringing up the decline? Everybody talks about the decline.
No, the decline is amazing though.
It is.
And I know that it took them the longest to write that.
Yeah, I don't even really like NoFX, and I like that song. So.
Yeah, it's amazing. Highly recommend listening to The Decline in its entirety. But yeah, like it is harder to write music that doesn't have a normal structure with the refrain and everything like that. Oh shit, I'm trying.
The hot dog in a hallway?
No. Anyways, it was a lot of.
I'll take it'll come to me. It'll come to me. It's good. It's a good song. So yeah, if you know what I'm talking about,
tweet at
you know.
You're screaming at your podcast right now. But we love it. You know.
What do we love?
Wasn't there didn't we drone bomb some civilians over there also recently?
Yeah.
I was gonna say yes.
Yes.
What do you mean recently?
Here's the question: if we left Afghanistan, how are we still dying over there?
It was
what do you mean?
Such a powerful war that it's defying the laws of
time and space.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the 13 soldiers and corpsmen and whatever they call the Navy people. You mean those people?
Yeah.
Demon.
Because they're in the process of leaving. They literally just left yesterday. They finished leaving yesterday.
Like, diplomatically, we had already left. But, like, physically, the shit hadn't gotten out there. The Taliban was taking over the country because we
they were
didn't
still
have any
in the process
control
of
of anything
leaving.
anymore. Like, we were in control of how, like, of certain aspects of how the government ran in Afghanistan. And that's us leaving. It's us having no further involvement in the Taliban taking it back. So, but physically, you like moving the things out like that was always going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's what they had like a hard deadline. Biden wanted to be out by the end of August, I assume, for some sort of fucking like 20 years since 9/11 thing for September.
So us leaving was just not renewing the lease, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yep.
The fridge doesn't work. The toilet keeps clogging.
Over there.
It's more like the landlord has a shotgun, and and it's like, okay, Jesus, leave.
They have a shotgun that's bigger than ours, and they have more shotguns than we do.
Yeah, but we initially invaded the house. I mean, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just not. I'm not. Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, yeah, because I mean, the process of leaving was like not like we were.
It's okay. I can cut the last 5 minutes out.
No, it's important.
I love all these metaphors, though. I will say. We kicked down the doors and said, "This is ours now, motherfucker!" And then they came back with a bigger shotgun. Yeah,
it's like the landlord caught us with our pants down. We have all of the weaponry we could ever desire, but it's in the other room. And the landlord has like a little teeny tiny, like whatever they call it, the Calibri, the little teeny tiny pistol. And he's like, get out of my house.
I don't think any of this is a good metaphor because, like, Afghanistan is not a landlord. Afghanistan is like...
I know it's not.
It's like a sovereign nation that has no power.
If you imagine the Taliban as the landlord.
Sort of, but, like, it fucking...
Yeah, Afghanistan is the house.
But it's not like we didn't belong there. It's not like they're stealing anything from us. It's not like we have this inherent freedom to just live in Afghanistan.
I wasn't saying we do. I'm talking about this specific instance, trying to make it a terrible situation funny.
We can't stitch this metaphor back together. This is a Frankenfour.
I still think it worked.
Elements of it work. There's a kernel of truth in it.
If you started by saying that
it was my fault, I proposed. I had a bit in mind, but I started realizing that like it's been so long since I didn't renew my lease that I forget what the fuck happens.
You gotta give notice.
Yeah, god damn it. So there was a hurricane called Ida, which they're giving all these storms very gentle names, and I'm like, it's interesting.
Yeah, it just...
They're preordained.
Yeah.
I mean, still, even working with the like alphabetical thing, I feel like they could do better. If they had to do like one that...
What if they didn't have like demons in the Bible or something?
Yeah, there's gotta be a demon for every letter of the alphabet.
Hurricane
Ball.
Well, let's put it this way. The most dangerous hurricane to hit mainland Massachusetts in recent memory was called Hurricane Bob.
Hurricane Robert.
Hurricane Tim.
Hurricane Tim. He's Bob. To his friends.
Bob is the formal name.
Maybe that's why Bob stopped being a popular name. Anyways, we're going to get more of these because of climate change, and they're going to get worse because of climate change, more moisture.
Moisture.
But they're also... Ball is also a demon. He's a very powerful demon in the Encyclopedia of Demonology. Motherfucker. Hurricane Incubus. Hurricane Cassandra.
That's a hurricane named after the band fronted by Brandon Boyd.
Hurricane Hoobastag. Yes, we're going to start naming storms after alternative metal and new metal bands from the late 90s. Hurricane Korn.
Yeah.
Hurricane Limp Bizkit.
Hell yeah.
Hurricane Static X.
Hurricane Seven Dust. Hurricane Creed. That would be the worst one.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, too strong. Anyways.
Hurricane Nickelback.
Hurricane Nickelback.
No, Nickelback.
Very
Nickelback's
boring.
out of our territory.
Nickelback, yeah, they're like post-grunge. They suck, but still.
If there's a hurricane that somehow meanders up to Canada, they can rename it if they fucking want.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. And not only is the climate going to get worse, but your social security to all the people in the South, down there in Florida where you're all retired, is going to be depleted by 2034, which is a year sooner than they thought initially. Which
Is it like completely depleted?
I've heard it's just the fund. Yeah, Social Security Trust Fund is now projected to run out of money sooner than expected. So,
Well, I'm glad I gave up on my
like Social Security will still exist as a program, but the trust fund that is there, the slush fund that we have, the reserve is going to be empty. Is basically what that means. You know, it'll still exist. It'll have to be reformed. We'll have to start taxing people more. Sorry.
Yeah, I just won't be able to pay full benefits.
This is an inevitability of things that will have to happen if we want the country to operate even close to what it resembles now. We're going to have to increase taxes. It's just going to fucking happen. Get over it.
Or we could just try and do that same old just borrowing against ourselves.
Yeah, why not? Worked before.
That always works really well.
Yeah.
Fucking milk daddy Bezos. Till he's dry.
Daddy Bezos.
Yeah, he's going to be at ours by that point.
We're gonna get that milk. We're gonna get that Bezos dick, and we're gonna milk all that money out of that dick.
That's what we're going to do. That's what
That'll
we're going
solve
to do.
all
His
our
balls are
problems.
full of all this cash. We're going to milk it out. That's what we got to do.
That's be a really
That is
painful
fucking
kidney stone to pass.
Oh yeah, no, a Jeff Bezos kidney stone or like whatever has magical properties.
Like what coinage is he gonna produce from his
Oh my God. What have I,
Like,
what have I done?
do you want it to be smaller
What
ones?
have you done?
Smaller ones so that it's less painful, or you want larger ones so it'll take less time to produce the desired amount?
I imagine it just like comes out in a roll, like the bills just come out in a roll. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What sound
Yeah,
does
they're-
it make when he comes, then?
Probably horrified screaming. I don't know. Oh God.
How would you spell Jesse? How would you spell that sound? Like P-H.
Or it sounds like the
Pfuut. Pfuut.
it sounds like those yeah, it's the sound of those like vacuum tubes at the bank.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh God.
That's what that noise sounds like.
What the hell is that? Some kind of tube?
Yes, it is.
Very good. Very good use of that sound drop.
Yes.
Have you ever heard somebody fire a potato gun? That's what it would sound like.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a Pfuut, but it's like big. Got kind of a gung, like an NG on the end.
So that's how we're gonna fund the country from now on. We're gonna milk Daddy Bezos. Anyways,
He's gonna produce lots of hot coin loads.
Jesus, it just keeps going.
Yeah.
It's like the
I'm done
Ask
now.
Penny's Upright Citizen Brigade sketch.
I was listening to Beep Beep Lettuce, and they had like bust coin. That's just like naturally where my brain went immediately at the beginning of the bit.
That's where the crypto market is. It's in bust coin.
Yeah.
It's how much you bust during a day. That's how you
Oh yeah. Like
do the blockchain to
the
get
computing,
Oh, yeah, that's
the
mining.
computing
You
power.
gotta keep,
you compute the
you gotta
blockchain.
keep busting. Busting
The
means
mining.
mining. So you gotta
mining
rise
is
and grind,
the thing.
motherfuckers.
Oh jeez.
Rise
Yeah,
and
right,
bust.
right. Rise and bust. And you gotta listen to the Ghostbusters theme on repeat whilst you do it.
Wait.
That's
Okay.
ridiculous.
Wait. You lost me there. Wait. Why?
Because it's funny. Because busted makes me feel good.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm right. I just.
Yeah. God knows.
I think we have to call this Rise and Bust.
Yeah. You gotta rise and bust, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know, constantly
knows
gonna be
this
taking
already.
like protein and zinc pills all the time. So
Yeah.
you can keep busting. God damn it.
I used to think that line was Boston makes me feel good. I don't know why. I think it was like I thought that, and then I
That was
learned
good.
that it was wrong like many years before I moved to Boston, but then I just kept saying it anyway.
Boston makes you feel good.
Yeah.
The Lady Gaga's Poker Face song. For the longest time when I was younger, me and my sister and my dad all thought that she was saying like cherry pie, no you can't read my poker face.
Oh,
Cherry pie.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Also, I apologize in advance for the disruption. I'm gonna eat these goldfish. I don't care.
I'm eating a pizza.
Do it.
I've been.
I'm eating this lollipop that I found in my pocket.
Speaking of Boston making me feel good. Oh! Bow bow! Bow bow! Oh, Kim Janey is continuing the eviction moratorium in the city.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Bow bow! That's good.
specifically, it was the Boston.
That's why she's doing it.
It was the
Bow bow.
Boston Public Health Commission, and she co-signed it. But she could have not done that, I guess.
Yeah, she could have stopped them, but she didn't. So great. Pew pew pew.
Less boo boos.
That is objectively good news, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah, that was loud. Sorry.
Was that a drop, or did
That was my fucking computer being annoying.
That was Windows. Windows is like, ooh, please
Yeah, it was sending me a message telling me about
It was a
life.
drop.
I was like, you know what?
If Joe was here, he would say that's why we can't have nice things.
And I'd be like, what?
Yeah, and I'd be like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And
I
here
wanna
are
talk
nice
about happy
things
things,
because the
man.
computer makes a noise when it has new softwares for you.
What?
It's literally transmitting a nice
softwares.
thing to you.
Software.
It's literally
Hello.
a nice
I don't even
thing.
believe this. This is what the Nazis believe.
So soft.
Holy shit. Jamie, pull that video up.
What's better than hardware?
What?
Hardware.
I don't know.
What's going on? What a show we're having tonight.
Firmware.
There's no video of President Trump
It's
sucking
like
a ding dong.
So what if he did?
And so what if there what?
I love how I never get that right. Like I insist on yelling at it every time, and I never get it right.
well, because he's using incorrect grammar. He needs to use the subjunctive.
Uh,
And what if there were? But he says, and what if there was? And it's not right. So
what if he did? Never could master that subjunctive.
AOC's doing something also. Good for her. Yay. What was it again?
Something.
Yeah.
Not so much I pay attention to what the squad does.
She wants Biden to get rid of the Fed chair who was appointed by Trump
No.
because of what is viewed as inadequate action on global warming.
What I want to know is, like, okay, when Joe picks a story like this, like, in
You
what
must do it
context is this, like,
intuitively.
actually news? You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be a douche, but, like, I feel like you
It has a
have to
sense.
read the intercepts.
Like, it's in the weeds bullshit. It's like it's news. It is. It's just the weeds of Washington, man. You don't have to. It's all bullshit until something actually, like, happens. So you
Yeah,
don't
I
really
feel like
have
it's
to
just
pay attention to
inside
this.
baseball. It's like the true squad wives of Capitol Hill. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Squad wives. They're all lesbians.
really?
The song is
No.
really fucking heavy, and it's at odds with, like, the discussion that we're having again. This happens at least once an episode. It's just like...
So we're gonna talk about something
Fucked up.
right? Yeah. Yeah. Global warming's fucked up. It's bad. Fuck that shit. Right? Am I right? No? Okay, cool.
What?
What?
Fuck you
Sorry.
guys.
I'm listening. I was listening. I just didn't hear. We didn't. You just didn't say anything. You made noise, but
I
it
said
didn't.
global warming is bad, right?
Yeah.
Fuck that shit,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Global warming, not good.
Huh.
Very bad, not good.
We endorse.
Talk about a nuanced take.
We
Heyo.
endorse Michelle Wu, but we don't endorse fucking global warming.
Yes.
Do better, global warming.
No.
Fuck you.
Yeah, do better.
At this point, I don't have anything against Andrea Campbell. I just
I have everything against.
don't really know enough to, like, most of the stuff that I've heard I agree with. Some of it is a little reactionary, but I would never fault anybody for voting for her.
Yeah, make an informed choice.
Yeah, and then vote for Michelle Wu.
Make an informed choice for Michelle Wu.
What do you mean? Like decide for her or like?
No, vote
Yeah,
for
she
her.
can't vote for herself. I guess she could. She
Ken,
could.
what are you talking about?
You definitely can.
Local news outlets were interviewing her, and the fact that at least before the pandemic, she would ride the T like 15 times a week.
Damn.
I think that says more about her as, like, a legislator and a representative of the working class than
Damn. What line she riding?
other dumb questions like, what's your least favorite you know.
Building in Boston.
Yeah. Right.
Hey, you Arnold Schwarzenegger now? Is that what the noise he makes? That's right.
I'm an average Boston social reporter. Oh, have you been to the tall ships yet?
Wait, what?
Listen to the Epoch of Incredulity for informed content. Informed and nuanced content such as this.
Asking bullshit questions. That's all that is.
And stay tuned later.
Global warming, bad. What is your least favorite building?
God, that is so stupid.
My least favorite building is that fucking question. That makes no sense. What the fuck? Anyways.
Yeah, it's like akin to like being like they could just ask like what your favorite dessert is. And that would have been like
Yeah.
That would have given you as much
That's what they
information.
About
did.
as much.
That's what they did with like on the national scale with Joe Biden and his fucking ice cream, and same with fucking Ed Markey and his ice cream.
Oh,
Look,
really?
I have nothing
Markey
against
likes
ice cream, and I
too?
have nothing against politicians liking ice cream.
Just
Fuck
don't
off.
like
That
ice
shit's all
cream in front of
bread
me.
and
That's a
circuses.
deal breaker for me, dude. That's all I care about.
Is if you're a politician, likes
Is
ice
whether
cream.
they like ice cream?
Yeah.
Does
Hello,
Michelle Wu like
human.
ice cream? I'm going to tell you,
I
it doesn't
also
fucking
eat
matter if
ice
she does.
cream.
Yeah, does Michelle Wu?
Yeah, if she was like, you know what? I'm a sorbet
15
person.
times a
That's
week
it.
on
I'm not
the
voting.
that's
I'm not
insane.
voting for her.
I love
But-
sorbet though.
If she's lactose intolerant,
It'd
then
be like, that's like being an atheist. You're just never gonna get elected then.
So if you go from and back to work 5 days a week, that's 10 to 8 times on the T.
she's on the T an average of 3 times a day, which is weird because you gotta go to work, you gotta go home from work, but then what's the third one?
She's
No,
on a
she gave a
campaign
range
right
that was
now.
like 11 to 16 times or something like that.
Oh, okay, that's very specific.
No,
Thank
that
you,
makes
Michelle Wu.
sense though.
Yeah, like maybe sometimes she has to go trip in the middle of the day, and other times maybe I don't know. I can't do
Yeah.
math.
No, if she goes to and from work on the T, that's 10 times because 5 day work
Right.
week, and then inevitably she probably has something else to do. So yeah, it's totally plausible. But yes, no, Jesse's correct. That does speak to her qualifications as a working class person, given that she spends a significant portion of her week embroiled in the activities that they do.
Just imagining someone
saying.
being like, for an expose, and somebody's like, Michelle Wu fucking clotheslined me while I was trying to get onto the red line.
That would be well, not awesome. That would be funny.
If somebody showed me footage of that happening, I would vote for her for that.
Like there was a video of this like anti-masker yelling at a woman on like a New York subway that was doing the rounds like a couple weeks ago. Like if that was happening, it was Michelle Wu and she decked the guy. Like yeah,
Or I was talking about like
That'd be
trying
awesome.
to get into trying to like rush into like a crowded train car. She's just like clotheslines and was just like, no, too slow, and squeezes in there.
I would respect that too.
I have no idea who she is. I just don't know anything about her mannerisms or anything like that. But the idea of that is so funny, as if some kind of like you'd see it now on Fox, like breaking news: Boston mayoral candidate Michelle Wu assaults person.
But didn't they think it was rad when like that dipshit body slammed the reporter? But was that because he was like masculine? Like you have to be like a meathead and then it's cool. But if you're like a woman who goes to work every day and takes care of a child, then it's not cool. I guess that tracks.
I think that's cooler, honestly. I mean, as long as she wasn't like trying to like.
I mean, obviously, but we're talking about Fox News here.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Being unwomanly. How dare she?
Yeah.
See, the thing about goldfish, right?
So,
God damn.
Anyways,
but,
register to vote. Vote by
Fucking
mail.
do it.
You don't need an
And
excuse.
vote for Michelle Wu.
You can get an absentee ballot with
don't-
absolutely no excuse.
and even vote early.
And often.
There are several locations.
Vote early and vote
Commit
often.
voter fraud as much as possible.
No, do not
Vote-
do that.
vote-
Everybody knows it. Everybody
Vote
knows
hard.
it. Everybody knows
But there
it's
are
true.
several locations around
Oh,
the state
yeah.
where there are either
You gotta
early
do
voting
the
drop
best you
boxes.
can.
Best you can.
Or-
And we'll
And
go
work out
twice
twice a day.
Boop, do. Don't ask me why I said
I
it.
said it.
Because I already forgot.
Already forgot.
Oh, is this Homestar? Right?
Yes. I got my old Strong Bad messenger bag back today from my old house.
Sorry, I actually have the schedule in front of me right now. Okay, so libraries have all those drop boxes. And also, there is early voting this coming weekend, September 4th and 5th, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. in several locations around the city. I don't know, Google it or some shit.
Google it or some shit.
You can go to boston.gov, I'm sure.
Yeah. And it's like, so you can early vote on the 4th, 5th, 7th, and 9th. And I guess
Vote
maybe...
Vote often.
Yes, so do those things.
And that's the primary. You're not done. You're not done after you vote. That's that. You got to vote again after that.
Yeah.
For Michelle.
Regular guys.
Even if she doesn't make it to the top 2.
Write her in.
Yeah.
State what? Write-in campaign. I know it's just a city. Shut up.
The only person that I voted for city council, I did vote for a write-in candidate. The way that ballots are structured makes the barrier to entry for like people who don't get a lot of signatures and get along really well with other people running for city council, that barrier to entry is so high.
Do you actually need your address for that? Because like when I was doing the election last year, people just would like write in like names and then just be like, this is who I'm voting for. Dr. Shiva Ayaduri or whatever.
That technically is not enough, which is funny because like
but that's what everybody did though. Like
that's which is hilarious.
And I counted them
because like
yeah. You don't put I don't think you have to put the address. You just say the name, and if as long as it appears a couple of times, and it's not like the example they use is Tom Brady, or the Muffin Man.
The Muffin
Man.
So does that mean like Carlene, like when she voted for herself and the cats for like different positions for Biden cabinet? Do they count that shit?
What happens there is that I think I did it the second time because the first time around it was a little bit weirder because I was just trying to figure it out and I fucked up some stuff that I corrected the second time around.
Thanks for giving us faith in the election system.
Look, well, it's okay. It was confusing with the early ballots and stuff like that, but second time nothing went wrong. No extra votes were counted. So how the write-ins work is that like basically what I would do is I would look at all the ones that were write-ins, like sort them based on like, okay, this is all for this person, this person, this person. So as long as there's like more than a handful of people voting for like a singular person, I would actually write a category for it in my book. But if it's just like if it's just one off, where it's just like, okay, only one person said this and it's like a joke or it's just not relevant, then I have like an other category and that's where I'd count those because it's just one vote when there's like 6,000 people voting at this precinct. So yeah.
So unless like somebody else voted for Carlene or Bindi.
Yeah, probably not gonna show up.
Yeah. It'd be great if there was like some random person who just knew Carlene. Yeah, I want to write in Bindi. I think Bindi would do a great job.
Except for mayor, right? Michelle
Wu. Michelle Wu, and then just Bindi for every other position available.
There's a lot of writing to do for that. You don't realize I literally just have a book where you're just writing all of that stuff in there. You're literally taking the electronic data. It starts off being like analog, and then it's digital, and then you make it analog again because you write the printout from the machine into the book and like do math there and stuff. Am I being boring? I know I'm being boring. I'm sorry. I'll stop now.
No, you're doing good.
Just to clarify, what was the position that you were working? You were like an election clerk or some shit?
Yeah, I was the clerk. It was my first time doing it. And they're like, you want me the clerk? And I was like, I guess.
And they're all like going behind their backs like, she doesn't even know what a clerk does. Ha ha ha, she's going to do it now. Ha.
No, they were like, thank God we found somebody. What's so? Who's laughing? Is that? I can't tell if it's Scott or Jesse's laugh.
All of us.
This is a slower version of that one.
High pitch. This is just a wheeze.
Anyways. want to briefly mention fallen comrade Ed Asner.
Oh yeah.
That's all. Actor, comedian, lifelong American socialist Ed Asner.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, that's interesting.
He was a member back
How
in
old
the
was
day
he?
before
91.
DSA was DSA. So socialism.
Cool.
makes
He
you
was
live
on a
longer.
show with my high
Maybe.
school boyfriend's grandfather, who also is dead now.
Okay.
What show?
Oh.
Mary Tyler
Never
Moore.
mind.
No, what show? Okay, I'm actually curious.
Mary Tyler Moore?
Oh, really?
Cool.
Wow.
Yep. Have I ever seen that show? No.
Never seen Mary Tyler
I know
Moore?
of it.
Yeah, I really know of it. I've read the Wikipedia article.
I do know about Lost in Space, though.
Anyways.
And Columbo.
Well, Columbo. Okay, well, there you go. Bonafide classic. Yeah, Jesse, would you like to get into your baby discussion?
Democratic process thing?
Yeah. Do we need a democratic process when it comes to minimum, mutual aid? We'll find out.
So I know that typically mutual aid groups use a consensus process, and the rules around that are very nebulous because, in theory, one strong vote against a proposal could derail the whole thing, and then there needs to be a process of compromise. And I'm not necessarily opposed to that, but that doesn't really scale. The catch-22 that we ran into today, I really wanted to be petty. I was such a fucking good boy. I was such a good boy, and I want pets. I was in a heated discussion with somebody else in favor of the consensus model, and I wanted a more vote-driven democratic model. Because sometimes you just have a dipshit that wants to be contrarian, or maybe is having a mental health crisis, or is essentially just wrong about something. Just hasn't really developed enough of an idea about the actual material consequences of taking a certain stance, or just feels very strongly about something in a way that, rather than favoring the good of the group, ends up making it more difficult for people to carry out the mission. And for our mutual aid group, that's, fucking feeding people. So I just wanted to I like the idea of a consensus model. It feels good, but you can't always apply that without running into serious roadblocks, especially when something is time sensitive. And so the catch-22 that we immediately ran into was, having not established a democratic process prior to that, if somebody wants a consensus model and I want a democratic voting model with the threshold, I am thereby acting as the block to the consensus model that we have not chosen yet, by default forcing us to take up a democratic voting model, which, if that had been implemented prior to, would have overridden my block.
Wow.
The more general meta thing of that is how do you decide on a decision framework? How do you decide how you'll make decisions?
Exactly. Well, yeah.
It's
I was demonstrating why that.
Oh yeah, I know, yeah. It's the kind of thing where it's
it's almost like there needs to be you have to start with the exception to the rule on some level.
Ideally, you'd start off with a smaller group of people. You probably would start off doing some kind of informal consensus-based thing, just because you're in the room with a bunch of people founding something, and then you decide from there at that point. What you were mentioning about time-sensitive things, the suggestion that I've seen for that is to decide that a certain group of people have the power to make decisions about certain things, and only bring it up to the larger group for some kind of other process. Yes. When it's it involves other parts of the group. So you can have consensus things or miniature voting things, however group wants to do it. And, or if it's something really time sensitive, then you would establish some kind of guidance about how to act in those situations.
If you have subcommittees that participate in voting processes, that is the structure for which democratic centralism was described. So that's why I wanted to make sure that whatever we do for the more separate operations of the org, we're going to have to function on a basis of democratic centralism, because we can't ask everybody to vote on the shit that they don't know about. It would take an unnecessary amount of time and energy for us to force everybody to get involved with something as mundane as changing the way that we schedule intake shifts. And so it is helpful to have delegates sometimes. And I also think that if we have something as secure as collective ownership of finances, then we also need to have like an open election process. You can't necessarily come to those decisions using a consensus model. Sometimes a ranked choice vote is appropriate. I just think there needs to be more than just like, okay, I guess we agree. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like when there are discrete options and there's no like middle ground in between those things, then I feel like in those cases especially, like a vote makes more sense. But then also I feel like if everybody's already kind of spaced out and not really engaging, maybe voting is easier because it means you don't have to actually like come to a meeting and be present for something if you're already like busy. But then like people might ignore that as well. And yeah, I don't know. And then it's the thing too about consensus is that I feel like it would be trickier to do remotely just because like, people have different availability as well. How do you do consensus like remotely?
It's also hard to have like an anonymous consensus. You can do an anonymous vote. Some issues people are afraid to speak up about, they will vote anonymously against.
But then you'd have to then be like, okay, well, we're going to even if you vote against something, you'll have to be like, all right, I guess we're not doing that thing. But like what's the deal?
Have you ever seen a resolution? Oh, no, you're not in the DSA.
I am.
I guess you just joined the DSA.
I've been in for a couple months.
Let me put it this way. I have seen many really good resolutions fail because they didn't get enough votes. And then that's just how it is. It fails.
Yeah.
Better luck next time.
I don't know. All of it feels really stupid to me. It feels like rearranging ships on the Titanic.
Rearranging ships on the Titanic?
I mean, rearranging chairs on the Titanic.
God damn.
I mean, maybe they were rearranging the little lifeboats of the Titanic, but I mean,
love to watch that.
Musical ships, that's what they call it.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus.
Duck, iceberg.
Duck, land ho.
Anyways, I just wanted to share that. I mean, there's a lot of...
I mean, it also feels like vague posting a little bit just because, like, we gave literally no context to any of this, and we're just like, by the way, consensus-based decision-making and also democratic centralism.
We are teaching the listener about...
Did you explain what either of those things are?
I have.
Okay.
I did a whole segment on democratic centralism.
Okay.
For you.
I'm not saying you didn't do it. I know that you did. I don't remember anything about it. Even though I am pretty sure I watched it because my brain is like a colander right now.
So everything's just spinning around and around. Is that what a colander does?
That's a centrifuge. I mean, a colander is like the thing with holes in it.
Spinners have holes.
There's a lot of words for colander. There's like
like sieve,
strainer,
yeah,
colander.
There's so many words.
Anyways, rise and bust.
Rise and bust.
Rise and bust. Maybe Jesse will find that episode. Do you have anything that can't be made up?
I do.
Are you willing to not make it up for us this week?
I'm willing and able. I'm going to do it right now.
You want to serve us up some cold, hard...
Not made up facts?
Hard.
You can make it
UPI again.
It's a pretty good one this week. UPI is good.
Is
UPI
it about Amy
is
Klobuchar?
I wish.
We're an Amy Klobuchar podcast now.
Yeah.
Raw chicken ends up in Seattle airport baggage carousel. I think I've seen this before. I saw the video. The video is not available anymore.
Oh, that's too bad.
Son of a bitch.
It looked like just a big cube of squished together chicken parts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Square chicken. Cube your chicken, and it too can fly on the plane.
Yet another situation where the content is great, but then also the article is great. They're like the TSA shared video of the unappetizing situation that resulted when a block of raw chicken ended up on the baggage carousel at a Seattle airport.
Ooh.
And, yeah, I guess it was in a cooler.
Okay, I was gonna ask, like, is it got maggots or anything like that? Like,
I fucking hope not. You hope there's no maggots in the... I don't know, I guess it was in checked baggage.
Yeah, I mean, if they got maggots on it, it was just a piece of meat with maggots on it sitting on one of those like conveyor belts. It's gonna be really gross.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to like
Terrifying.
get like pieces of maggot out of those like little like rotating like
running after it.
little like maggots get chopped up in like the conveyor belt.
Oh yeah, then you'd have a huge problem.
Yeah, it'd be very messy.
The puns in this article make me want to throw my monitor out my fucking window.
That's why I love it, though. That's why I didn't become a journalist, even though I almost became a journalist. Because, yeah, there's shit like the TSA fucking said in their own Instagram post, they said, "We here at one time, these wings and thighs were cooped up in a cooler. Somewhere between baggage and the carousel, they became free range."
So they deleted their own post.
Don't wing your travel packaging. Oh, in order to keep from ruffling any feathers. Meat should be properly packaged. Ice or dry ice is permitted to keep the flock chilled.
Where is this article, by the way? I need to see this because I just think
I
it's so.
linked it in the show notes.
Okay, never mind. I see it now. Yes, sorry. Somebody's trying to do this. That they really hate being a journalist, and they're like, I want to become a comedy writer. I'm trying to like pad out my comedy writer resume with
I know they work
like,
for.
Look, I had relevant experience.
Person writing it's just sobbing over their laptop.
Again, I guess it's the TSA's PR person. I should clear up that it is not the UPI. The actual UPI journalist who wrote this article, he was showed a lot of restraint, but it was he just reported accurately the copy from the TSA social media person who made all of these horrible quips.
Man bounces more than 10.
The author Ben Hooper.
Ben,
you looking at his articles?
Hoopy.
He covers it all, man.
Man bounces more than 10 miles on inflate. Oh god, the fucking thing just popped up.
Oh, he's the UPI odd news curator. So
raw chicken.
There we go.
Owner surrenders pet cougar kept in New York City apartment. A strange sheep rescued from backyard soccer net.
Entangled sheep, yeah. I have to admit that if I had actually become a journalist and not a photojournalist as I had planned to do, this is probably the kind of beat I would be covering.
Cow airlift from Swiss Alps by a helicopter.
Oh yeah, that's a great photo.
Loose crocodile spotted swimming on Israel-Jordan border. Okay, that's not.
This is the shit that I wade through every week, every Tuesday, to find things for y'all.
You go to UPI?
Yeah, I switched to UPI from AP because they have better stuff.
All right. How the fuck is this a Guinness World Record? Idaho man moves 133 thumbtacks between boards in 1 minute.
Yep.
In 1 minute? Wow.
There's nothing to do in Idaho except for this.
Yeah. He's probably like, what's the record? There's none. I'm going to do 138.
Why do people do those things
what's
anyway?
the record for doing this?
They want to be in a book.
I mean,
because their lives are meaningless otherwise. They want to be immortalized anymore.
My teacher said, "Oh, you're quick. You're real quick there with your thumb, your real dexterity there." Yeah.
You got those opposable
I'll bet you
thumbs,
could
don't you?
Set a record.
Those are some very opposable.
Why don't you look that up there?
The women don't find you handsome. They should at least find you handy. There we go, Red Green Show. Hell yeah.
Wait, what is that a reference to?
It's from the Red Green Show.
Okay, I've never heard of
mind.
That.
God damn it.
It's a good reference.
It's a Canadian show. Anyways, it's a Canadian public access comedy show that ran for quite a long time. Anyways.
I'm sorry. That's like a great show.
It's great. It is.
Your joke yet again.
Waka waka. Yeah, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. My name is Scott. You can find me on all platforms at Sweaty Wife. I've changed it all over to Sweaty Wife now because I got tired of saying another name. So that's on Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd.
Are you a platformer now?
No.
A platformer video game? Are you Mario?
No, I'm not a Mario. Yeah. It's a me.
He's on all
the platforms. It's
a me. There you go. Now you can use that little thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
How that's Mario?
Anyways, it's just video games.
For more,
it's not Mario.
For more like that, go to soundcloud.com/sweatywife.
Sweaty Wife. That's what I am on SoundCloud, and that's what I am on Bandclaus. Bandclaus and SoundCloud. Go listen to the music of Sweaty Wife.
Bandclamp.
On Bandclamp.
Sweaty Wife.
I got the clamps.
Bandclamp.
Queer Lie, what's your deal? That's their name in the chat.
It was supposed to be Queer Eye for 8 guys.
Queer Eye for 8 guys.
How to cook 440 humans.
Queer Lie.
Oh, so it wouldn't let you. So that's
I was confused.
Okay.
It was not very clear about what
you can't use a very long name on Zencaster, unfortunately.
But it was like, that's not very long. And I was like, they had the problem with the word queer?
Yeah, no, I tried to do Amy Klobuchar's tits, which isn't any longer than the name I have now.
But then I sensed
and they wouldn't let me. These fucking assholes.
You don't know, she could have a great rack.
Anyways.
You heard it here.
Experts are inconclusive.
How would you like to have your nipples stuck in a blizzard?
Sniffed.
I would not like to have them done that.
Mr. President.
Sir, where can we find you?
Here, that's it.
That's it.
I don't want to be perceived. Have a good night.
Janice.
Ellie.
Quit perceiving her right now. Go back and unlisten to all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're Janice, but only one of us can talk at once. I'm Ellie. Hey, you can't find me anywhere except here. And
Tanagra. His eyes uncovered.
And that is the thing that God plays for me every week. Yeah, no, you can
go to JaniceReadsYourMind.com.
No. I can't read your mind. I wish I could, but Chava can, sort of. So go to readingsbychava.com. Chava spells her name. Charlie Hotel Alpha Victor Alpha. Fucking love that. That's not actually, you fucking know. You know. CHAVA.
What the hell is it?
If you know, you know.
If you don't know, then now you know. Readingsbychava.com.
And if you don't know,
Jesse.
well, now you know.
That's right.
And I'm
Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was flat broke, man, I couldn't picture this.
And I'm Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. You can find my music on SoundCloud.com/Contingent Boston.
SoundCloud.
Remember to hit up comrade-rosie.org. It's like one of our mutual aid groups to donate your time, labor, and money to because people really need your help right now. And
Comrade Rosie. Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you to donate to the Austin Bright Mutual Aid Group because we might have gotten our accounts locked again.
Oh no!
But what I can say is donate to like a Louisiana Mutual Aid Group, like a New Orleans Mutual Aid Group, because they definitely are going to need fucking help. They always get left out in the rain, pun intended, I guess. I don't know. That was terrible. That was really
it's not really a pun. It's just the truth.
But not a great track record for federal aid to New Orleans. Donate to a mutual aid group in that area. Thank you. I love you.
For more about how Louisiana recovered after Hurricane Katrina, watch the David Simon Show. Treme, it was good. Anyways,
if you need any more reasons to dislike Bush Jr.
Yeah, your list just isn't long enough.
Yeah. For all the names of the millions of people that he killed wasn't enough.
If you're feeling good about that clip of him giving Michelle Obama a piece of candy, I suggest you stop fucking feeling that way.
Have you tried not feeling that way?
So what if the guy threw a shoe at me?
Yeah.
Have you considered not feeling like that?
Yeah.
I need you to put together what if the guy threw a shoe at me and so what if it was, or so what if the sucking a ding dong.
So what if the guy threw a shoe at me?
So what if he did?
I could. It would take like 5 seconds on Audacity, but anyways.
Can you put that in the Sweaty Wife song, please? That would be great.
What?
Thanks.
Put what?
Put both of those clips. Both of those.
Dude, I would just I will, but that'll be like a really short song that I'll just do. I'll just fart out.
We can collaborate on that.
Yeah, you should. It'd be a
fart it out. Woo!
We can do like a death metal Sweaty Wife George Bush contingents collaboration.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So what if the guy threw a shoe at me?
Dun 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 dun. Yeah. So what if the guy
There's
threw
no
a shit at
video
me?
of President Trump
Dun dun dun
sucking
dun.
a dingler.
Dun dun dun.
God damn it.
And so what if?
Anyways, you can find us on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Epic Incredulity. Please sign up on our Patreon, get all the bonus content and access to
Get
our
all the boner
Discord.
content.
Get the boner
Get all your
content.
No, we don't have an OnlyFans yet.
Get the rise
Both of your.
bust going. Will help motivate.
And don't forget,
bust lives.
we're on TikTok.
We're
and
on
also
TikTok.
Clapper.
We're on this
We're on
thing called
Clapper.
Clapper, which I don't know what that
And
is.
TikTok.
Clap
I don't know either.
on. Clap off. The clapper.
Yeah, that's what I told Carlene when she
I love
told
that.
me about Clapper.
That was
because I'm
fantastic.
34 years old.
I remember as a kid what I had to do is we had a clapper for like the light in our living room, and I had
Yeah.
to like
Dude, that's awesome.
my
I had a
clapping
clapper.
wasn't loud enough as a
You had a
child.
Clapper too?
So I
Yeah,
actually no, it was
for a
my
little while.
bedroom. It was my bedroom. We had a couple of them, I think. I was trying to turn off the lights from my bed while I was trying to go to bed, and like my clapping wasn't loud enough, so I had to just shout like "clap off."
Would it work? Does that work?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
does. As long as
Holy
like
shit.
length too.
So it's just sound.
It's just sound, yeah.
So your okay. So all those comedians.
I just have
go,
to shout
"Clap
instead
to
of
my team."
Imagine trying to have like a heated argument in a household with a bunch of those.
Yeah, literally
Yeah, the
though.
lights are just like pew pew,
Maybe
like
that's
Stranger
why my
Things.
parents got rid of them, because they started fighting more.
It's like a simulated lightning storm.
Simulated.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to get a bunch of
I
those
think
and do
that-
an art installation.
You have to slam the door twice.
Nah, that's what it's like.
good
Yeah.
night.
Yeah. Follow us on the various social medias. Get at us on the Patreon. Be a friend.
Be a comrade.
Be a
an enlightened
comrade.
motherfucker.
Be gay. Do crimes.
Yes.
Yeah. But tank dough.
And
But take do.
There you go. Sorry, my energy.
But take dough.
Ooh. Yeah.
Is it just me or did we like not actually talk about anything this episode? I feel like some. When the Beef Fresh was still here, they like actually celebrated. They had like a fucking recumbent bicycle.
You get good
and ran-
stuff. What
like
can you get? What you
went
get?
around like with
Dude.
a bell and gave people fruit.
Oh, that's nice.
That
No,
is
I got
nice.
a disco ball 10 years ago. 10
Huh.
years ago in Alston Christmas. And a fog machine on the same day.
Huh.
And they both worked.
Yeah.
don't have them
Was it
anymore.
a Halloween store going out of business?
I
If
don't
it was
know,
a
it's on
Halloween
the
store
fucking
going out of business,
sidewalk.
call me the fuck up because I'll raid that place. Shit.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
wanna
type
try
of
and-
jam.
I have multiple
Spooky
pieces of
season.
furniture in my apartment right now that are
Tomorrow.
Alston Christmas.
We're all going to be spooked.
John.
Yeah. I'm looking at one right now. I'm looking at the red shelf that I got in
Stop the
2010.
recording. Please.
No.
Nope, we're still going.
I already said but tank dough.
But tank dough.
That's the Epoch.
I'm
Yeah,
wearing
we
my
didn't
butt
even
tank
say
dough
that's
shirt.
your. Oh, yay! Yeah, we didn't even say that's your epoch anymore. We just say tank dough.
All right.
Ooh,
I will end
yeah.
the record. Okay.